Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to SEMO TV. I'm your host, SEMO, and today we're going to get into a fake news recap. If you think back not only to the last 10 or 11 years, which it has been overloaded with fake news, but even if you want to go back, 25 years, maybe, we've got a lot to cover, guys. So without further ado, I'm going to list off with very little description to each one. I'd like to make a video on just about every one of these. I probably will over the course of this channel. Maybe not quite everyone, but just about. I'd like to make a video on each one. And if you guys have any particular comments you'd like to make about any of these videos, please leave it in the comments below because I'm going to read all of them. And we'll see what we can make videos on as we progress with this channel. So I appreciate every one of you out there, especially the ones of you guys subscribing. Let me know. Let me know what you think, what you want to see first. So let's get right into this. All right. So this is going to be fun. We're going to go back in time and we're just going to kind of recap exactly what the television, what the mainstream narrative, what everybody's been telling us to believe. And now, if you're on the right, a lot of this is going to be stuff you've probably heard too many times and you've had to convince people, your friends, your family, who might be on the left, that this is fake news. And if you're on the left, you guys may need to hear this, or maybe you've kind of been starting to convert. But when you hear this all as a whole, I think it's going to start to kind of start to make sense. All right. So I'm going to start. This is going to be a little bit of a random list. So let's get into it. We've got his taxes. We've got his taxes, says Rachel Maddow, showing the paper. Everybody's got to tune in tonight. CNN. Oh, can't wait. I saw people posting this on Facebook. We got him, guys. We got him. We're going to get him right here. Donald Trump, finally, we got his tax returns. No. Yeah, you got his tax returns. What did it show? He paid his taxes. Incredible. Thank you. Bubba Sparks. There's a noose. They left a noose outside my garage. Nope. No. It's just the way they tie. That's just the way they tie the cord that pulls the garage door down. 15 days to flatten the curve. We all remember that one. Yeah, that one went over swimmingly. We didn't lose any rights believing that one, did we? Trump has cognitive troubles. Biden does not have cognitive troubles. Biden, no cognitive troubles, but Trump, cognitive troubles. This is like 10 years ago. All right. Jet fuel melts steel. That's a new one. Because jet fuel burns at about 1,800 degrees. Steel melts at about 3,100 degrees. Wow. Crazy. But somehow jet fuel does not melt passports. We can get into that a little bit more later. Assad gasses his own people. Whoa, remember that? Syrian war people? Everybody wanted to go to war with Syria, or a lot of people did, because they were under the impression that Assad was gassing his own people. I remember there was a CNN reporter that was on the ground. She picked up a backpack and sniffed it and was like, this, I think there's chemical weapons around here. This thing smells like chemical weapons. Yeah, amazing. Where a big one started, hands up, don't shoot, Ferguson, Missouri. I was back in 2014. I believed this stuff. I was like, oh man, cops are killing these black kids. I was on that. I was in there. I believed it. And then the ballistics report came out. Totally cleared Darren Wilson. Turns out this kid, Michael Brown, was reaching into the cop car trying to get the gun from Darren Wilson. And yet riots in the streets I guess that was under Obama. Didn't try to quell that one, did you, buddy? All right. Epstein hung himself with a bed sheet from a 5-foot bed frame when he's like 6 feet tall. Yeah, his legs were just letting him do it. No, they weren't trying to fight that one, huh? Well, I got to tell you, with just a very short little description here, he's alive. Allegedly. No, I'm telling you, he's alive. I got to say allegedly. How do I know? Well, not only are there photographs of the guy walking around Tel Aviv, but you have his lawyer, Alan Dershowitz, literally telling, I don't know if it was Piers Morgan, but literally telling somebody, hey, if he just told me he was Mossad or CIA, which we all know he was, allegedly, that he would have just gotten a pass. Well, he did get a pass, probably from William Barr, and whose father brought him into this whole thing anyway. And they wheeled out a fake body. Luckily, somebody was able to snap at least one photo where the ears don't match. I don't know how you get new ears when you pass away. You don't. But again, Alan Dershowitz said, if he was one of these spies, he would have gotten a get out of jail free card. Well, that's exactly what happened. And now he's probably off with Michael Jackson and Ghislaine, just celebrating on another island somewhere. Seth Rich, bud. Oh my gosh, what a patriot this kid was. Julian Assange, was slipped a lot of information and on WikiLeaks, and it came out of the DNC. And little old Seth Rich, God bless his soul, was working on voter registration for Hillary Clinton. Turns out he was a Bernie Sanders fan. Didn't like what was happening to Bernie. And so turns out he might have allegedly been the culprit who sent that information out to Julian, who then made comments about how his sources take incredible risks. And what's crazy about Seth Rich, and I'm definitely doing a video on this, and trust me, once I'm good enough, this is one that I cannot wait to do, because I have all the tea on this guy in this situation. But he was shot like three times. Two of the bullets went through him. He actually survived. He was brought to a hospital. They won't even tell you what hospital. There's one of two hospitals he was brought to. And he survived. He was in recovery the next morning. And then he died after being in recovery. Very suspicious. And there's so much more suspicious stuff. I can't wait to tell you about that. But yeah, Seth Rich, true patriot. Very fine people. There's very fine people on both sides. I remember you ask people, what's your beef with Trump? Oh, he's racist. He's so racist. He said there were very fine people, referring to neo-Nazis. People were carrying that for 7 or 8 years. 7 or 8 years, people thought that was true. It took Snopes 7 years to call that false. Unbelievable. Yeah, when you find the unedited version, he clearly actually called out those exact neo-Nazis and white supremacists as something he would always condemn them. He said that exact thing in the speech. I would always condemn these neo-Nazis and white supremacists. I'm not talking about them. But there are people, good people, who don't want to see these statues come down because it's part of our history, regardless of what they think about racism. Okay. Hunter's laptop is Russian disinformation. Remember when they told you that? Oh my gosh. Well, that particular lie cost Trump the election, pretty much. I mean, I think a lot of other things cost him that election, which wasn't stolen, allegedly. We got Fulton County, Georgia, which might change that narrative at some point. But for now, Hunter Biden's laptop is Russian disinformation. And no, it was not. It was not at all. And that would have swayed the voting approximately 17% had people gotten the actual correct story there. So good job on you, lying mainstream media Democrats. A plandemic. Was it a plandemic? No. Some guy bit into a bat at a wet market. Was it a couple miles from the coronavirus Wuhan center that studies and creates these diseases? Yeah. But what are you, xenophobic? You can't talk like that. It's a wet bat. It's a market wet. It's a bat from the wet market, guys. Come on. Stephen Colbert dancing around. You got to know. Wow. The vaccine is not harmful. It's, in fact, if you get it, you're not going to get COVID. And if you don't get it, you're killing people. And if you don't get it, you should just stay home and die, Wheezy. Right, Jimmy Kimmel? Yeah, that was the narrative. And they had you hugging people through plastic, if they even let you see them. But most of y'all just let your grandparents and poppies just die in those nursing homes alone. Imagine that. Because the TV told you. And there's anybody look behind them for that accountability? No? Wow. Crazy. The lockdowns, totally necessary. Don't go to the park. Don't go to the beach. Unless you're Gavin Newsom, and then you go out to dinner for $12,000 without a mask. Got you there. That's the way it should be. Ivermectin. Ivermectin is horse paste, according to CNN. And yes, Joe Rogan is taking horse paste, and that's why he looks yellow and like an Oompa Loompa. It's not because CNN doctored the footage. Oh, wait, it is? Oh, that was all fake news. Oh, amazing. Oh, we always thought it was, but then everybody on the left said, no, that's horse paste, and we believe everything the TV tells us. But yet again, no accountability now that we know it's true. How crazy. And on the level of drugs here with ivermectin, we also have hydroxychloroquine. What did they have us believe in? There was a guy in Mesa, Arizona, who was like drinking fish tank cleaner. I think his wife poisoned him with fish tank cleaner, which was like some version of hydroxychloroquine. I don't remember all the details, but it was pretty laughable, aside from the guy dying, of course. Biolabs in Ukraine. There were no biolabs in Ukraine. Oh, they're just breaking. There were biolabs in Ukraine. Oh, well, good thing that nobody heard that one. Epstein. Was there an elite pedophile, list of people that are just doing satanic, ritualistic abuse and sacrifices of kids? You're crazy. You're crazy. Oh, you're not. Oh, just in. You're not crazy. Oh, that's exactly what it is. Okay, we're going to distract them some more with other things like a missing 84-year-old woman and now a war in Iran. Okay, good. We're keeping it going. All right. Pizzagate. There ain't no basement in Washington, D.C. Whoa, really? And wait a second. They went and shot up that pizza place? Some crazy lunatic went and shot up. Oh, he only fired one bullet? Oh, that one bullet only went into a computer. Oh, wait, that one bullet only went into a computer and only fried a hard drive? James Alefantis' hard drive? Wait, James Alefantis that owns the pizza, Comet Ping Pong Pizza? Wait a minute. And James Alefantis is married to the man who started Media Matters, a totally left-wing media organization? Crazy. Oh, wait. And James Alefantis, being a pizza owner, is ranked as the 45th most influential person in Washington, D.C.? What? Oh, my. What? Ooh. Man, what did they get y'all to believe on the left? People on the right were saying these things. And then you guys are just like, oh, get down there. Get under my thumb. Well, all right, we keep going. There were Biden deals in Ukraine. Talk about a quid pro quo. Yeah, if you don't fire the prosecutor looking into my son Hunter and his business dealings, you ain't getting the $1 billion. But let's impeach Trump for a quid pro quo when he asks the Ukrainian prime minister at the time to look into why that prosecutor was fired. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense because Orange Man bad. Incredible. And at the same time, Hunter Biden deserves to get paid $1 million a year from a Ukrainian energy firm because with all his shell corporations, he definitely knows energy in Ukraine. I mean, if you can light a crack pipe at 186 miles an hour in a Porsche, you can certainly run an energy company. Let's be honest. All right. A small one. Russiagate. Trump colluded with Russia to hack the 2016 election. That only took 3.5 years, 2 impeachments and a Mueller investigation, and nonstop television coverage totally sidestepped the entire first administration of Trump. Couldn't get hardly anything done, although he kind of did, against all odds. But there was Russiagate. He's a Russian spy. He works for Russia. He's Putin's puppet. He pees on bed sheets that Obama slept in. Wow. Who was believing that? So many people. Smart liberal people from New York with college educations. People I know that kept me up until 5 and 6 in the morning to tell me how stupid I was to believe that wasn't true. Wow. Spygate. Trump said they're spying on my campaign. Another Trump Trump is just delusional, guys. Trump is just delusional. He'll just say anything. Everything he says is a lie. Oh, really? That was totally true. They were spying on it. Yeah, the Steele dossier. That was paid for by who? The Steele dossier? You remember that $1 million went from who to who? Oh, from like a syndicate of Hillary Clinton? Oh, they hired Perkins Coie, the law firm, who then hired Fusion GPS, and then they hired CrowdStrike to come up with the whole Russiagate thing. Oh, and then that Ted Lieu guy and his wife were all part of it. I think she was a lawyer in one of those companies. Oh, and he's still pushing this Trump is a bad guy PDF file in the Epstein files. I wonder what he's got to hide. Well, got to keep going. Because right after that, Trump then tries to put a Supreme Court Justice, Mr. Kavanaugh, Judge Kavanaugh. Oh, wait, he's a gang rapist from college? Oh, Christine Blasey Ford is afraid to fly, except for all the flights she took. Oh my God! And she's got 2 front doors so she can escape because she's always living in fear. Oh, but the house was just built like that. Oh my gosh! Oh my God! Oh wait, and Michael Avenatti's coming to the rescue, Mr. Prince of CNN, Michael Avenatti, with this crazy other lunatic who's corroborating a gang rape culture that Brett Kavanaugh is part of. Oh, and you all believe it because Orange Man bad? Oh my gosh. And where's Michael Avenatti now? Oh, he's in prison. He's in prison for extorting like millions of dollars from people. Incredible. Your heroes are incredible. Just like Andrew Cuomo. Incredible. What did Andrew Cuomo do? He refused to use the giant nursing ship that Trump put right outside of right next to the Jacob Javits Center in New York City so that all these sick people could go and get help there with like these professional people. And what did Andrew Cuomo say? Nah, we're going to stuff them somewhere else. Oh, 11,000 of them died. Your people, your loved ones. Hey, as long as Trump doesn't get credit, we don't care. Wow, amazing. Okay. E. Jean Carroll thinks rape is sexy on Anderson Cooper, CNN. And okay. And wait, you raise mice? E. Jean Carroll, who raises mice, thinks rape is sexy, took the story of her situation at Bergdorf Goodman, which is actually an exact replica of a Law and Order episode. What? Really? And then all of her entire lawsuits were funded by Reid Hoffman, like the number one culprit in the Epstein files, like the grossest, ugliest, most disgusting human being, who's the founder and CEO of LinkedIn, which, let's be honest, anybody using LinkedIn, like legit? I mean, I know if you're like certain people, you have to post. What a sad place that is. All right. Keep it going for Kyle Rittenhouse. White supremacist. He was shooting up black people. Oh, wait, no, wait. Oh, they were all white? All those people were white that he shot? Oh, he didn't kill them? He didn't murder them? Oh, it was all self-defense. Yeah, a court of law. Wait, he crossed state lines. Wait, didn't Renee Good cross state lines too? Oh, it only counts when Kyle Rittenhouse does it. That's when we freak out. Oh, but it didn't matter anyway because it's not illegal. Crazy. Covington Catholic kid. Wow. I remember I had a friend named Sandy, and this older man in his 40s said, I want to punch this kid in the face online. This is what he said about a Covington Catholic kid. This out of context, this old man who's not a veteran. They said he was, fake news. This guy is beating a drum in this kid's face. This kid has no idea what to do. He's just sitting there going, making a weird face. And because that kid was wearing a MAGA hat, the entire news media came down on him. Incredible. This kid's like 15. Like, he can't go anywhere. Everybody's like threatening to this kid. Unbelievable what they get you to do. Antifa is not real. It's not even a thing. Yeah. Okay. Well, then who was hitting who with bicycle locks in the face? oh, just people that were claiming to be Antifa, but there wasn't actually Antifa, but they said they were Antifa. And then they hit a gay Asian journalist, Andy No, in the head with a bicycle lock, almost killed him. And then they did that to old people too. There was old people crossing the street. They almost took them out as well. And then they blame the Proud Boys, who are actually like a completely, like, they're made up of all different races. And in fact, their president was a black guy or a partial black guy. And then the other guy they arrested was married to a black woman with like mixed race kids. And they put them in jail when Antifa attacked them. It's all, you can all see, like, these are all things you can go find. This is not me making anything up. This is 100% the real thing. Jussie Smollett. Where did Jussie Smollett come? He got hungry. He just, listen, we all get hungry late at night, 2 a.m. in a polar vortex in Chicago. That's just how it goes sometimes. And Jussie Smollett's no stranger to a footlong. We know it, right? So what did he do? He had to go get his Subway. And unfortunately, MAGA country right outside his door. They couldn't wait. They were waiting for Jussie Smollett in a polar vortex at 2 a.m., knew it was him. They happened to have their MAGA country kit on them, which included a noose and bleach, ready to go for Jussie. Unbelievable. Was it Gail or was it the bald lady that wears wigs? I don't remember. It was somebody, I'm sure whoever it was wore wigs, but whoever it was gave him a platform to cry on TV and tell us about how bad MAGA country is. And you guys just eat, gobble, 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 gobble. Wasn't even Thanksgiving. Unbelievable, Jussie Smollett. But it turned out it was his two bodyguards. Personal trainers. I didn't mean to spew fake news there. So sorry. It was his personal trainers that he had paid. I don't know if it was $3,500 each or $3,500 between them. But he talk about receipts. He wrote him a check. Okay. Thanks, Jussie. Not too good at this. Maybe next time. And by the way, he used to call Kamala Harris Auntie Kamala. And another oddity, which nobody ever talks about, is Jussie Smollett's mother's maiden name is Harris. So take it for what it's worth. I don't know if there's anything there. Because I think after the Jussie Smollett thing, Kamala was like, whoa, keep this guy away from me. Keep that away. They did. We already mentioned Guthrie. We don't know how much of that is fake news, but I'm sure all of it or close to all of it is. Who wants an 84-year-old woman? Why are they saying she's even kidnapped or held for ransom? We don't even know. She just disappeared. My opinion, it's just a weekend at Bernie's without the Bernie. I think this lady's been the whole time and it's just a distraction. That's what I think. Because, I mean, Guthrie's Nancy, I think the old lady's Nancy and the young woman, the correspondent is Savannah, I believe. And Savannah's husband has been working for the Clintons, covering up their misdeeds on the internet, wiping the internet. That's his job. It was his job. And now they're under indictment. And this just happens to come up. I don't know. I mean, again, this is, maybe I'm straying there. I don't know. I really don't know there. But I know Guthrie is a distraction. January 6th. Trump told them to storm the Capitol. Of course he did. Of course. Oh, wait, he didn't? Oh, they doctored that footage too. Amazing. At least he's suing and he's getting money for that. But he lost the election. Oh, wait. So he lost that election. And what did the people on the right do? They didn't like the will of the people because they thought that election was stolen. So what did they do? They went and protested and rioted at the Capitol and then got so crazy about it that they were going after federal agents. Kind of. At least they were breaching the Capitol and federal agents felt threatened. So what did they do? They shot one unarmed woman, Ashley Babbitt, as she crawled through a window. And they beat another unarmed woman, Rose Boyland, over the head with a baton. Said it was an overdose. It wasn't. But the real fake news was that, and there are still people on the left that believe this, that the rioters killed federal agents by beating them over the head with fire extinguishers. Oddly enough, 4 four of these people, these federal officers, actually, took their own right after J6. I wonder why they would do that. Maybe because they knew that there were a bunch of feds there actually antagonizing this whole thing, and they were really the instigators of the situation. Could be. But the other weird thing is it's Washington, D.C., a land of a million cameras. You can't do anything in Washington, D.C. without being tracked. I mean, it's probably better than China at tracking people. Yet somebody was able to leave at least two. I think there might have been three. I don't the two or three, but definitely two pipe bombs in D.C. And they just left them there all day. And then like kids were walking by and like agents, and then they found them. And then nobody was that urgent about it. They just found them. They're like, oh, it turns out there's pipe bomb. And then they didn't do any. But wait a minute, it's J6. It's all these crazy people on the right. Why didn't they care more about the pipe bombs? For years, we didn't hear anything. And then we get like, it turns out the gate of the person that left them was like a woman that works for the CIA. But then they blame some other guy. Ooh, sounds like a bunch of fakey newsy to me. Well, anyway, folks, that's just a list. I'm sure I even missed a few, right? Oh, wait, did I forget? Oh, no, I didn't. I still mentioned some 9/11 stuff in there. But, I mean, there's another one right after 9/11. Jessica Lynch. A lot of you guys probably don't remember Jessica Lynch. Jessica Lynch was somebody that was claimed to have been kidnapped by, I don't know if it was ISIS or Al Qaeda, one of those groups during the Iraq, Afghanistan stuff. And they said that she was kidnapped and that the troops went and rescued her. What's odd, first of all, it turns out that wasn't true at all. But what's crazy is her best friend, who was a young man who was served with her, came back and told the real story. He died in a car accident like within a few days of being home. So sorry for that young man and his loss and his family's loss. But these are the people that, they lie. I mean, let's not even talk about all the people that passed away knowing the Clintons, because, of course, what was his name? I forget his name, but he hung himself and then shot himself with a shotgun while hanging himself. So crazy things happen in this world, especially if you consume mainstream media news. So wherever it is you are, whatever it is you're doing, guys, I hope you're turning off that TV. Or if you're not, I hope you know everything they're telling you is a lie. So thanks for tuning in. This has been a fake news recap from SEMO TV. I'm your host, SEMO. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you appreciate my video, I'm going to do videos on all this, but if you appreciate what I've got to say, please leave a like. And if you really like what I've got to say, leave a comment. And if you don't like what I've got to say, leave a comment anyway. I still appreciate you. And, all the best to you guys, wherever it is you are, whatever it is you're doing.